Hello, it's Chris from The Violet Light. Today is a video about our debut song. It's been available since the end of January, but this video is going to be specifically to talk about it. And I thought to do that properly, I needed to give you some information about the band. That'll give you some background, and then also for some context, what the plan is, where we're going. So, we're a three-piece. I wouldn't say we've formed, we've coalesced over the last year. And the band comprises of me, the bass player, Neil Henderson, who hopefully one day I might even show on a video, and Johnny Jade. And we're kind of semi-together, semi-virtual band. Neil Henderson is local to me, and we get together very regularly. Johnny Jade lives in Los Angeles, and we get together over the internet. The internet is very useful. I actually met him through my other business, but couldn't help notice the quantity of guitars that he had. And so we talked about guitars for a bit, and then I asked him if he played lead guitar. He said he did. That explains all of his guitars. I said, "Do you want to be in my band?" And he went, "All right." And so Johnny Jade is lead guitar. Just about everything else is me on a computer. That's the way we do it. And it works really well. Currently I write all the material. So I'm vocals. I'm also engineer and currently mastering it as well. I would like in the future to get them mastered professionally. But for now, while we're working at this low level, just using mastering plugins is fine for the moment. Yeah, but hopefully in the future we'll get something more professional done. That would be great. So our debut track is Nasht Kamen-Thah. Now, if you've come from my other channel, you may know I have a heavy Lovecraft influence. And that carries through to The Violet Light. Nasht Kamen-Thah is a reference to the Lovecraft story Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath. And Nasht Kamen-Thah are twin priests who guard the gate to Dreamland. They reside in the Cavern of Flame, which is kind of like a gateway from the living world to the land of dream. Now, I'm not going to cover like the story of the song or the imagery of the song completely, because that kind of defeats everything that I need to say about that is in the song. I guess I will say that it's a really good example of what works for me in a song. For some reason, I just can't get along with like mundane references. So if people are talking about loving somebody, but it's in a somehow ordinary sense, it just doesn't draw me in. I need something to fire my imagination, to key me in emotionally. That's just the way I work. And so that's the way that I write as well. I need strange and fantastical elements to draw me in. And so the story of the story of the Dream Quest of Unknown Kadath is a fantastical voyage in strange realms with strange creatures. And I thought that's a perfect way to open. It's a real statement of intent, I guess, about the vibe. It kind of hits middle in terms of heaviness, or maybe even not middle, maybe even slightly mid-light to where the kind of journeys that will go on. There's very little death metal vocal in there. There is some, but very little. It's going to form, so here's the plan. Before I started laying down anything for the first track, I started writing a whole bunch of stuff and then started to get a feel for what this was going to be. The whole thing was going to be, the project. Should I say the first project? So, for you older guys my age, you'll understand me. You might understand me. The real work is the album. Songs are important. I mean, the individual song is massively important because at any one time the song is the thing. But the real context is the album. I know that my kids don't get that. With the advent of streaming music, I get the real feeling that people now just see songs as individual nuggets, individual gems, which they are, of course, but that's not the pinnacle of the form. It's the album, because the album should have a vision. Ideally, a great album should have a vision. It shouldn't just be a collection of songs. If an album is effectively just a collection of songs, then it's not really an album. Not in my book. It should capture something bigger than that. And so, the current project is actually, it is an album, but we're working in this new way now. So the old way would be to record an album in full, spend 6 months, whatever it is, record the album and then slowly feed out the album in the form of a single here and there. And depending on how successful the singles were, you can I know that there are some albums where they've virtually released the entire album as singles. That didn't usually happen in the metal format, but in the pop format, often it does. With popular albums. This project is called The Book of Becoming. And we will release the songs as we record them. And we'll ideally record them in the order that they're meant to be listened to on the final album. How many songs there are going to be in The Book of Becoming, I don't actually know just yet. Currently it's looking about 6, maybe 7. So not like a massive album, but then with our format, the songs are longer than in the popular format. So, these aren't 3-minute songs. Nasht Kamen-Thah is an 8-minute song. And the song that we're working on now, which is actually more or less done, is 5 minutes. And I think 5 minutes would probably be the shortest that we probably ever do. I can't imagine anything that we do being shorter than that. Usually in the longer format. That's just the way it works. So, that's where we're going. With one other bit of news. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine. We haven't nailed down anything just yet. In fact, we've just had 1 or 2 sentences of this chat. He's a filmmaker, and I was talking. I can't remember now who started, but anyway, he said, "Are you thinking of a music video?" I would love a music video, but I don't know how I could make that come about. I've been thinking of doing everything myself, so I was still in that frame of mind. I was thinking, I don't know how I could make that happen. And he said, "I'll help you make it." Oh, really? Because this is his job. You know that I don't have any money for this kind of thing. I know. So, up in the air is now the idea for a video for the next song. So, we're going to have a chat and nail down exactly what we want that to be. And then, depending on what that is, I might cost that up and see if we can do some kind of crowdfunding to sort that out. Because that would be kind of awesome to get a video out. I hadn't even been thinking about a video. When I listen to a song, I would see a video in my mind, but I'd never really thought about making it a real thing. And yet, here we are now. I'll be talking to Hugh next week and seeing, can we make this a real thing? If it is, that'll be a lot of fun. But anyway, so there you go. What I would ask is, if you haven't already, there's a link in the description of this video. I'll do a comment with the link. Please go listen. Oh my goodness, that's my phone. Hi, Bars.
Hi there, are you in?
Yeah.
Have I stopped you from video gaming?
No.
Okay. Right, I'm just around the corner, so I'll pop in for a sec if that's alright.
Yeah, do. Come on in.
Cool. Alright, nice one. See you in a sec.
Bye.
See you.
That was a friend. All right. I would say, please follow the link and listen to our track. If you feel like buying it, it's only £1. That would help support us. Otherwise, just give it a listen, and that would be super awesome. If you come to this channel, please like the video and subscribe. The more subscribers we have, the further this thing's going to go. So that would be really appreciated. All right. That's it from me. Till next time, take it very easy.